So this should be easy. Alright, here I am. Is there some watering in your mouth? Because my mouth is watering right now. Welcome to Sister Fiona's quarantine cooking show. Hello. I don't know how quiet you gotta be with this thing, but I think it's just good advice to do it. I know a lot of you are concerned about catching the coronavirus. Well, I plan on doing just that. Not only am I planning on catching it, but I plan on showing you how to make the most delicious, tastiest meal you can from it. How are you doing? We are going to fry one virus and one virus only, and that is the Corona-19 virus. Is your mouth watering yet? Mine sure is. I want you to wait until you hear it. Wait, I want you to, when you hear the name of this dish, and this dish promises. Are you ready? We're cooking twice flame broiled fried coronavirus cutlets with an herb and Béchamel sauce. Oh, it sounds French. It really does sound French. It's really al fresco, which means no, not Italian. It means outdoors. So let's get started. Today we're cooking with fire. Today we're trying some new recipes out. A lot of people have a hard time building a fire. You've got to have matches, or you've got to have a lighter or a flintstone. But the good news, is there's a lot of fire all around us in plain sight. Well, I always have to hiding all over the place. So don't even worry about the fire because you'll find that for sure. But let's gather up some branches and some twigs. And you look around, and this is the key. You look out of the corner of your eyes and you see if you don't see if there's any glowing spots or glowing. Look. There, I think this is one. This is the unnatural phenomenon. No one probably ever told you about it. You've heard of St. Elmo's fire. You've heard of ball lightning. This stuff is even more common and rare because people don't know about it. Have you ever heard of Prince Albert's fire? This is it. And what's the difference between this and those other phenomena? This stuff makes your hands stink. So the fire's going. And what is the ingredient we're looking for? This is common ingredient. If you don't have anything else to eat, you can always get this. It's very common right now. We're looking for coronavirus 19 if we can get it. We'll take any of the variants, but we really want the original because that's how the recipe's designed. And you know what it looks like. It's a big ball with branches and dots all over it. But what it really is, well, here's my question. Is it an animal or a plant? You have to decide is how you're going to get up on it. Once you jump on it, when you start to catch it, then what? I mean capture it. You don't want to catch the virus. The coronavirus is no baloney virus, even though it got popular in Italy. But like spaghetti and pizza and bow tie pasta, Marcos Polo brought it back from China. The really first thing you gotta know is this thing hates soap. I sure wish I had brought some soap with me today because I'd give him a scrub. Say it, Corona 19. it is. I see it. Okay, we're going to sneak up on it. Normally I'd use this net, but I think this thing isn't really going to work on the virus. There's too much spaces between the netting. Never thrown one of these suckers. Then maybe I was thinking maybe I might use a knife. But then I was thinking the thing could get on my knife. So I'm going to shift gears and try to sneak up on this thing. So I'm going to go provoke it. Very politely. That was close. He almost got me. Okay, I'm just going to do this and gently pick you up. Oh, I can see you're a growler. Where are you going now? You get back here. You're the growly type. Alright, settle down. We need to go gather some herbs and mushrooms. The woods are loaded full of herbs and veggies, but almost anything is good. I prefer parsley, sage, rosemary, and mint. But if you have time, look around. It could because the forest will offer you other stuff like catnip or chervil. Get it into the sling. First thing I gotta do. You're just not gonna eat the virus by itself. It just isn't that great. The nougat is good, but you need some things to give it some pizzazz, some snap. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get some herbs. Mushrooms. We're gonna need some mushrooms. We're gonna need some. So we should get some. So let's go hunt and forage. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get some herbs. We're gonna get some stuff for the sauce. Now when you're looking for a mush. Now mushrooms, you gotta be careful. There are some deadly ones out there. So if you don't know your mush, that's what I shorten the name for mushrooms are. I call them mush. Don't even try if you don't know the name. I'm pretty good. I have a lot of experience with them, and I'll pick a couple of really yummy good ones. Hey, these reddies look ready. I'm gonna grab one of these. It's kind of stuck here to this cow patty. Some people call it a turd, but I call it a cow patty just to be polite. I think I'm all gonna have to take one or two. Or maybe I'll take three. One for the way back. It's so cute. It looks like a cookie. I think it looks like a little cookie. Don't stop on them. You'd be surprised what happens. We've got a tasty show for you today. Junebug, this is fun. Oh, I'm floating. Oh, Jitterbug. The power this thing's have is amazing. Use them all to rearrange your thinking. Oh my gosh, Junebug. Eat one of these raw. It'll rearrange your mind. But we're gonna cook it. So it's only gonna rearrange our stomachs. Yum! We're gonna get back to these mushrooms just as soon as we can. We gotta run over and check the fire. We're gonna start with a flame broil. We're gonna start it with the flame broil to reduce and to juice and reduce this. That's the key. Remember that you juice and then you reduce. I gotta tell you guys something. I once ate a raw virus. I ate a stomach virus once and it made me sick to my stomach. I got terrible stomach aches. One of the things you're gonna poke this thing, you're gonna need your knife sharpened up. You can't kill something that's not alive, right? You can't kill a stone or a rock or a pebble, which is a baby rock. No, that isn't right. One of the things you're gonna poke this thing, you're gonna need your knife sharpened up. Because that's part of the juicing part. You gotta prepare it with these pokes. Oh, look at him, he's growling at me. Look at it, it's growling. Obviously, this is doing pretty darn well. Well, I think we can go back and address the mushrooms now. Let's get this one. You hold still. Why don't you just hold still for a second while I chop you up? I am most deeply, sincerely happy. I did not eat that mushroom. Looking at this stuff, it looks like it's going to be so delicious. I would have spoiled my appetite. Amanita muscarius. That's a nice name, isn't it? Now, mushrooms, you gotta be careful. There are some deadly ones out there. So if you don't know your mush, that's what I shorten the name for mushrooms are. I call them mush. Don't even try if you don't know the name. It is really beautiful. I'm using a sponge to sponge off the excess liquid. It helps. See it slurping up the excess right there? It's going down pretty good. As a matter of fact, let's finish this up. I think it's pretty much there. It's going good. Crap. Oh my gosh, it just fell in the fire. Oh, don't worry about that. That's the way you finish it off. You just pick it out, you just get it out. I'm going to use a knife, I'm going to stab it. And then I'll dust off the ash. I'm going to put it over here on this rock. Oh, cockroaches. Okay, hang on. Now the outside of this is a little tricky. It's a little hard. Alright, you cut it, and you just gently, well, you cut it open, and then, oh my gosh. Well, the inside of this, my golly, is, the nougat. It has a really nutty flavor. It kind of reminds me also of marshmallow. It reminds me most of licorice meat. Or like some sort of mallow jerky. And you can fry it like a pork chop or a pancake, either one. But this is going to make a great cutlet. So you scoop out the corona meat right out of the middle there. Gently scoop it out. Now you chop careful. Enjoy your chopping. Kind of sticky, I see. I like to slice it once I've crushed it. There's all sorts of things I like to do with it. It's very jerky flavored. So, now that we've got all this together, let's just move on and make a nougat patty. Fry that up. What you're accomplishing with this is you're getting it to stay moist. You want a really nice dry outside with a really moist inside. And you're going to take the nougat, you're going to mix it up. It's going to be tough, just a little bit tough, just like the nougat itself. The nougat will want to be breaking apart, so you have to convince it sort of to get into but you're changing its consciousness from nougat to, you're changing it from a nougat consciousness to a patty-shaped consciousness. You want to get the darn thing, so it takes a minute. It's going to take you a minute to mix the dough. You mix the nougat. Mingling, you mix the nougat with the other parts of the nougat until you get yourself over here. So just be patient, gently. Just squeeze it. There you go. A little dropped out. That's okay. There's plenty of nougat left. Don't you worry. Just gonna continue to squeeze it. Continue to get it to cooperate. Relax your way through it. To get the nougat to go around. I usually like to make a couple of nougat patties when I'm doing this. Just gently. We're transforming the nougat into a patty. It's just quite simple. It's very easy. If you're delicate, there are some hard parts. And at the end, I like to just gently pat it. Massage it. I like to massage it a little bit. I like to pat it just like this. Keeps it nice and firm on the outside and puffy on the inside. So that's basically how it's done. When you're done, you get something that looks, well, this is what I ended up with. I think it looks pretty good. And then then you just toss it on the pan like that. Let it simmer. You want to make sure the fire is warm. When the fire cools down, if you check it by your hand. This one seems okay. I like to cook it so it's a little crunchy. I like the sizzle crackle. I like the sputter, the spatter. And at some point I usually put the skillet right on the campfire and finish it off for the grill marks, because I like those grill marks on it. You can only get that really on the campfire. Just watch it simmer for a while. Simmering in peace. Just laying there, simmering away. Alright, well, we can take a break now and go prepare the herb garnish that I have. Okay, this was a little harder today, but lucky I got some of this wild celery. This is perfect wild celery. La 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 la. Grind it up. Grind everything up. You want to mix it up. The flies go crazy for it. Grind it up. Grind everything up. You want to swoosh it about. Loo, 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 loo. Perfect wild celery. Loo, loo, loo. Alright, this looks just about like it's ready to come off. So now what we're working on now is the perfect bechamel sauce, and I'm going to tell you the secret to bechamel sauce in a minute. The first thing is you're going to melt the butter. Melt it all the way down so you don't have a problem with butter chunks. You don't want any butter chunks in this. We've got the butter melted down completely. It looks really smooth and creamy. And now what we're going to do is we're going to whisk in the flours. And what this whisking does is it prevents it from getting too chunky. You don't want your roux to be chunky. You want it to be smooth and creamy. Well, it'll be a little chunky anyway. So I'm going to whisk them in. Okay, now you see me whisking it to add just a little bit of, I call it milk. So here's some milk. Just a little bit. And we whisk that in. We mix that in really good in order to make it super creamy and make it deliciously creamy. Sumptuous. Mix in the rest of the milk and you make a cream sauce and you boil it. You're going to boil this. And this right here, this is the secret. It's called, now get this, nutmeg. You're going to put in a little bit of nutmeg. If you want a flavor that's sumptuous, luxuriant, lavish, this plush little nut is going to give you that opulent, really ambrosial, sapid flavor. That's what you're looking for. Okay, so we've got, now, this is the big secret. You put in the nutmeg right now, just toss it in. Don't tell anybody because it's a secret. It's our secret, but a little bit of nutmeg and bechamel sauce. Bechamel is really not a cream sauce. It's called a mother sauce. But I really think of it as a savory custard. And then, of course, you're just going to add the sauteed mushrooms to it. We've got these sauteed mushrooms over here. And then these are really special, so we're going to put those in. Mix in the rest of the milk. And then you just cook it and cook it. Maybe 5-10 minutes. And you make a cream sauce and you boil it. You're going to boil this bechamel sauce. And then you just cook it and cook it. You keep whisking it and stirring it. We're just going to move this back to the fire. If you want to get it to froth up, you want some froth on that. You want it to be mouth-wateringly smooth and creamy. You keep whisking it and stirring it, making it. You don't want to get all the chunks out. You want some chunks. I like it when I get a chunk every now and again. Now we've got the mushroom bechamel sauce. Everything's ready. Let's put it together and give it a taste. Mmm. You can taste the gloop or the glop. You can taste the glop. Make it deliciously creamy. Sumptuous. Okay, so we've got... Now, everything's ready. Let's put it together and give it a taste. We're going to finish this off with some sauce. Oh, look at it, so rich. Look at it, all that glop. And then we're going to eat it. That is an interesting flavor. I was never that keen on COVID virus as an entree, or cutlets for that matter, but I'm having to admit that I did pretty good this time. And it still tastes terrible. Okay, this was a little harder today, but you try. Try it at home and let me know how it turned out. And then join us again next time when we do Quarantine Cooking. I'm Sister Fiona, and I am gone. All right, here I am. I like saying the word witch. 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 I like practice saying magic words. Here's another one. What?